Welcome to a quick primer on sidestepping, intending to cover some unintuitive and important stuff without getting too character specific, starting at the generic 1 jab. The typical 1 jab is about -19 on width, obviously more than enough for a launch punish, but not quite enough to punish this on reaction rather than on prediction. The distinction is important because every predictive sidestep attack is a big risk. When you cancel a sidestep by attacking, if the enemy's move has not already whiffed, it will instead realign and strike you. What this means is that if you're aiming for a predictive sidestep punish that occurs just after a move passes you, and the enemy does a slower move than you expect, you'll get counter hit. You can get around this a bit by giving it a longer step and a faster punish, avoiding things slightly slower than your target move, in the case of a jab, perhaps DF1s and magic 4s. However, a 1-2 jab will cut into the recovery of a 1 jab, and in order to beat that, you will always need a short step and a fast punish, usually 10 to 11 frames. Another danger is realignment from very slow moves, such as DF2s, big lows, etc. A much safer method is reactive punish, which works on the majority of moves in the game. Since Brian is such a linear character, his 1-2 jab will not track our sidestep on the second hit. We can simply step, cancel into block, and then collect our punish. This works on a lot of his move list, including his orbital, his equivalent to a DF1, and more. Now we're going to add a homing move to the mix. Obviously this technique is very useful, but it can lose effectiveness against fast homing moves or moves with good tracking. Also, if you don't have good string reactions yet, the reactive method is difficult. And if you want more than a 10 to 12 frame punish on something like a whiffed DF1, you would be best off going with the predictive method, which can also cut through certain strings that you can't interrupt on reaction, in exchange for the increased risk. There are some moves, including in strings, which can track your sidestep. This is a good time to bring out sidewalk, which gives you greater evasion in exchange for longer vulnerability. The risk-reward of this is dependent on the homing move you're up against, with slower ones tending to be more powerful. You can also try a sidestep duck option select. This is a bit more advanced, but can add a lot more variance to your defensive mix-up and is essential versus certain characters. By the same principle, you can also sidestep and then use a crush move. These kind of option selects are very useful versus slow tracking highs, tracking lows like Dragunov's D2, and string follow-ups which track your sidewalk, which are not common. Having examined weak and average tracking, I wanted to round the guide out with a quick note on strong tracking. So, other than frequently being quite offense-oriented characters, tracking-heavy characters are defined by being able to track your sidewalk, often with very convenient tools such as jab strings, DF1 follow-ups, etc. Altogether, it means that step launches against these characters tend to come from either hard reads or sidestepping big moves like Hayes F3 or DB2. Contrast more linear characters such as Brian or Jim, where sidewalking strings is pretty much a free launch. Which pretty much rounds this guide out as something of an introduction to sidestepping. In the future, I'm hoping to do many more videos with the probably thousands of hours that I've put into this game, including character-specific sidestep guides, so stay tuned for all of those.